Recruiter here to review your resumes. The resume we have up first is an AI engineer, and I'm here to tell you why this does work, doesn't work, what to change it so that you can get ahead of your job search. And I'm going to tell you right now, this AI engineer has a garbage resume because they said it has taken them over 1,500 applications and they have gotten 0 interviews. So this is a terrible resume. So what do we need for an AI engineer? We need this stuff right here. This is the stuff that the hiring manager wants. The hiring manager wants this. You could call them keywords. We don't call them that internally, but keywords are what they'll work for. So these are keywords. These are what the hiring manager wants. So all I have to do is Control F to find them in the resume, right? Wrong. Unfortunately, recruiters are not keyword searching. Baby recruiters who have only been in the job for about 3 months and haven't learned the job will keyword search. But past those 3 months, people are not keyword hunting. They are qualification hunting. And I'm going to explain what that is. See, a qualification is a keyword plus how you used it, plus why you used it, plus where you used it. And if it's not what, how, non-technical why, where, it does not count. So I am going to review this resume with that in mind, and we are going to see how bad this is, although I'm expecting it to be terrible since they have not gotten a single interview in 1,500 applications, which, by the way, when people use my methods, they get 1 interview per 7 applications. There's an asterisk on that. If you're looking for only remote roles, I can get you a 1 in 20. And if you are an international, unfortunately, I can get you a 1 in 90 to a 1 in 100, which for an international is a great application to interview ratio. That is how hard it is. So 1 in 7, 1 in 20 to 1 in 100. Let's see what this is. So what do we need? We need a degree, Python or other backend, ML, LLMs, cloud. You need to tell me one of them. Built stuff in production, agentic systems and multi-agent, agentic coding, Claude Code, OpenAI, Codex, or Cursor. You don't need all of those. You just need a few of those. Then frameworks. Again, you do not need all of these. You just need 1 or 2 of these. LangGraph, LangChain, Google ADK, OpenAI Agent SDK. Communicate technical details to non-technical audiences. MLOps, AI architectures and AI orchestrations, and rare is the industry SQL, RAG, Git, and NumPy. So can I find this in this resume in 20 seconds? Because that is all the time that recruiters have. No, because it's a garbage resume. But let's see what I can and cannot find in 20 seconds. And go. Doesn't matter. Hot dog. Garbage. Garbage. Actually a hamburger. This doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything to time. I didn't even get past it. Yeah, this is a terrible resume. So first things first, remember what I said about qualifications versus keywords. They have a skills section, and look, everything I wanted is in that skills section. But what did I say? I said I need to know how you did it, why you did it, where you did it, and what you did. And this does not tell me where you did it, how you did it, or why you did it. So a skills section and summary do not count. So then we get up to here, and I said these are hot dogs. What I mean by that is, and if I figure out how to do this correctly, you can skip to the button below because you probably heard this 1,000 times, is I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to a restaurant. You would say, I would like a hamburger. The waiter says, all right, I'm going to go get you a hamburger. So you say, cool. They will say, cool. So they go back and they bring you a plate of hot dogs and they say, here are your hamburgers, sir. And you say, bro, what are you doing? This is a plate of hot dogs. I wanted a hamburger. And they said, well, this is the best hot dogs you will have in your life. I assure you. No other hot dogs are as good as this. And that if you think about it, a hot dog has meat like a hamburger. A hot dog has buns like a hamburger. And a hot dog can, in fact, have ketchup, mustard, and mayo just like a hamburger. So when you wanted a hot dog, what you really wanted were these best, amazing hot dogs. You would walk away without paying because that's not what you wanted. And that's the exact same thing here. Clinical research using RAG. All right, I kind of okay, retrieval augment, but like the rest of this, I don't care. Why do I care about Olama LLM and ChromaDB? I don't. It's garbage. Cut 10 hours a week means nothing of manual data preparation by Python scripts and ETL. I mean, Python is what I'm looking for, but ETL is technically a hot dog. And then what is pipeline for parallel ingestion schema validations? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Remember, your bullet points need to say what, how, why, And that why needs to be understandable to your grandparent. I don't care how technical you are. I don't care what level of degree you are. I don't care if you're a PhD. I don't care if you're a master's or a bachelor's. You need to write this in a way that somebody that cannot turn on their monitor can know. And it's not just the recruiter. Sometimes the hiring manager is not technical. You may be dealing with Bob. Bob runs an entire department. Bob has no idea how to turn on their monitor and needs an assistant to help them send an email. Bob is the one paying your salary. You cannot avoid Bob. In every company there are Bobs, and Bobs hold power over you. And it stinks, but you need to make your resume so that Bob can understand. And if you told Bob, I retrieved from internal study document PDFs utilizing an Llama LLM and ChromaDB for vector store. I got 10 plus hours a week of manual data preparation across 1,000 patient records by engineering a Python script pipeline for parallel ingestion of schema validation, design a POC using sales dashboard back into Power BI, single source monitoring for research and clinical managers. Bob is going to get very confused and is going to let you go. You cannot do that, and your resume needs to show it very basic and easily too. What gets you a job at FANG and not FANG companies, because really the hiring between FANG and not FANG is not that different from where y'all are standing. There's a little bit more stuff you would need to do as a recruiter based on the volume and that, but otherwise it's not much different, is the basics. The basics, boring, simple understandings get people interviews. This stuff doesn't. And again, even if this person is an international, they should still be getting 1 in 100, not none in 1,500. This is why this resume is bad. Is it has too many hot dogs, like parallel ingestion and schema validation and Excel dashboard and Power BI and Kafka, and Redis caching and P95 latency. It has all of these things that we're not looking for. You know what I don't see? I don't see any cloud. I don't know I don't see I don't see LLMs exactly. I do see one word of LLM, but I don't know what you built. It's just a chatbot. Is that it? Because it looks like it's just a chatbot and you're trying to dress it up. I don't see any LangGraph. I don't see any LangChain. I don't see Google ADK, OpenAI Agent SDK. I don't see Claude Code, OpenAI Codex, or Cursor. I don't see that you communicate technical details to a non-technical audience. I don't see MLOps. I don't see AI architecture. I don't see AI orchestration. I don't see cloud, and I don't see that you built stuff in production or used agent systems and multi-agent systems. Those are why you're getting rejected. And again, I don't like rejecting people. I think there's a misconception that recruiters are sitting there being like, ha ha, you peasant, ha ha, you do not get in. No, every time where you have to reject somebody is a slightly further away from filling a job. And our job is to fill a job. We don't like rejecting people. It's the worst part of the job. You just have to get the right person. So what I would like you to do is take this resume and I want you to right click it and I want you to delete it because I don't really see anything that's really salvageable here. I want you to use this formatting. This is the formatting that works from an accountant to a software engineer. This is what you want to do. This is how you do it. And then I want you to start making it so that I can see what you did, how you did it, and why you did it. And that what, I need to see 3 to 6 whats in each sentence. That is 3 to 6 of these. You can call them keywords, you can call them whats, whatever. But I need 3 to 6 of these in each bullet point that is not repeated in the same bullet point. Do not double up with it. And I also need you to lay off the numbers. There is a big problem of engineers putting numbers in their resume, and you do not want it. You want your phone number, you want your dates of, you want your education, right? And you want your dates of employment. But if it's not that, no numbers in your resume. It's just going to hurt you. Who cares that you architected across 20 microservices? Garbage, doesn't matter. Cut P95 latency by 25% at a 500 RPS. Garbage, doesn't matter. None of these numbers matter. Do not put numbers in your bullet points. How long you've been at a job? Yes. Your phone number? Yes. When you got your education? Yes. Or put status graduated. But 0 numbers should be in your bullet points. There is a confusion. The reason you would want numbers is if you were doing a sales resume. Like if you were doing sales, you need numbers. If you're doing a management resume, you need numbers. Software engineers, no numbers. No numbers. No numbers. It's going to make it worse. You're hurting yourself in your confusion. So I need you to recap of why this resume is garbage. And it is garbage. Gets 0 interviews out of 1,500. Is I do not see enough of the keywords here. And then when you did have the keywords, it did not show the qualifications. I need you to be able to explain this to a non-technical audience. By how complicated your keywords and bullet points are, it already proves you have failed to do that, which is a qualification. Communicating technical details to a non-technical audience. So, what you did, and I need to see why you did it, and I need your formatting to be fixed, and I need you to remove all of your numbers, and I need you to apply within the first 100 applicants. If you are not within the first 100 applicants, you are not going to get seen based on how ATSs actually work. It is first come, first serve. That is how it works. Everybody else is telling you it's some keyword matching. Nope, that's a lie. They are lying to you. It is first come, first serve. It has not changed even with the advent of AI. So more keywords. And then when you have those keywords, I need to see why you did it. And that why needs to be non-technical. And you need to put no numbers, and you need to apply within the first 100 people. And put your education up at the top. Your education should be at the top as well. So that is why this resume is garbage and gets 0 interviews. And again, I want you to get 1 in 7, or if you're international, a 1 in 100. So before we go to the next resume, I just want to thank everybody for watching, and to my members, thank you very much for your support. If you want to be a member, you can join in the link below. You get access to my past live streams that I've recorded, and access to videos early before anybody else. Your support as a member keeps this channel alive. So thank you very much for your support. You are what is letting me keep doing what I am doing, and I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. And if anybody ever wants to join the live stream to get their resume reviewed, you can do so every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST. Just join and type raffle to get a chance to win your resume to be reviewed. And let's go to the next resume. This is a front-end developer. So what do we need for a front-end dev? We need degree, your portfolio. Will the recruiter know what to look for in your portfolio? No, but the hiring manager will. So you definitely need to include the portfolio. How you actually make your portfolio, I actually don't know the answer to that. I just know that you do need it. So then we need React, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Yeah, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Very important. You need it. UI, UX, Angular. And then I don't need all of this, but I need at least like one of these. Next, Nuxt, or Node.js. Then RESTful APIs or REST APIs. AI. Own the process from 0 to 1, because again, it is your job as the probably singular front-end developer, probably single front-end dev, to own the entire process. Then I need to see that you can communicate clearly with designers and product managers about what's feasible and what isn't, because remember, they're going to ask you, so what we want is this product to literally jump out of the screen and do your laundry. To be like, no, that is not the bounds of what this product can do. You need to be able to tell them no. And then extra credit, software development kits, Vue, Scrum, Agile, and a backend language. So 20 seconds is on the clock. That takes this person over 100 applications to get a single interview. We don't know the exact ratio because they've been applying to about 200 jobs a month, which is on average what you need to do. If a C- resume gets you 1 interview per 50 applications, then applying to 50 jobs a week is what you want to do, because that way it will lead you at least 1 interview per week. They've gotten some success over time. They've landed 2 roles when the year started, but the short-term ones, and they want long-term remote roles. I am and have been looking for remote roles. For my efforts and numerous applications, I was able to land 2 contract roles. So again, I can get you a 1 in 20 for a remote role. You're not going to get a 1 in 7 for a remote role, but you maybe can get a 1 in 20. So we know what we need. Can we find it? No, probably not. Let's find out. 20 seconds is on the clock, and go. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. All right. Architected a white label multi-tenant theming system with a tenant broken translation, letting agency clients run fully branded unlimited clients in multiple countries. Okay, that part is fine. Led front-end engineer on a multi-tenant B2B. Well, you just said that, with the SaaS CRM built with Next and Time. Less is more. Your problem is less is more. I actually like your why. The problem is I had to go through so many hot dogs until I got to the why. Like this is good. This is a good why. The problem is this has nothing I need. Do I care about a white label? Nah, maybe the industry. Again, the industry is nice to have. So like the industry of it, but the rest of this is garbage. This doesn't matter. And then lead front end engineer, which again you just said in the first one. Remember, none of this counts. This does not count. Nothing here should be here. None of this needs to be here. I'm just making it slowly more salmon every time. Then we go down to here. Lead front-end engineer. Okay, on a multi-tenant. What is multi-tenant? What is multi-tenant? I don't know. You didn't tell me. B2B and B2C makes sense. Most people would probably know that. Travel SaaS. Again, that is an acronym people would probably know as SaaS, covering flights, hotels, and CRM. Okay, built with Next.js, TypeScript, Tailwind. I don't know what that is. Tan Stack with this. Again, I don't want that. You filled this with so many hot dogs. And again, I don't even want half of this. I don't want Tailwind. I want CSS. But Lee, Tailwind, no, it doesn't. Nothing means nothing on your resume. If it is not directly stated, it does not exist. You know what I don't see? I don't see JavaScript. Where's JavaScript? Again, that doesn't count. There's nowhere else in here that I see JavaScript. Where's HTML? Nowhere in the resume. Where's CSS? Here and all the way down there and all the way down there. No one's reading that far down or even is going to understand it. So I do not see that you can do JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. Again, is it ridiculous? Yes, but that is what searching for a job is. You need to be clear and concise with what you say. If it's implied, it doesn't count. Again, what is multi-tenant? I don't know. Where is I did see Next at least. Where is the REST APIs or any APIs? I don't know. I guess you can't do them. You can't do APIs. So I don't want to put you forward on this. Have you owned the process from 0 to 1? I don't really see it. Can you communicate clearly with designers and product managers? I don't believe you can because this is indecipherable to a layman. Built an interactive dashboard with recharge and D3 hot dogs, booking, cancellation, airlines, reservation, PRN records for agency decision making. What's PNR records? I don't know. Why does it matter? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What is a modular core platform? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Why? You didn't tell me. So I need you to go through this and I need you to delete it. I want you to start again. You need to use this formatting. You do not want to have a professional. Whoop, nope, you do need this. Never delete your contact information, but please delete this summary, delete the skill sections, and then I need this in these bullet points. And like, why do you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullet points for a job that you've been at for 5 months at the time of recording? This is currently July 31st, 2026. Why do you have that many bullet points for a job that you should only have 2 bullet points for? You didn't do that much. You did 2 to 3 months worth. That's it. Put 2 to 3 bullet points. That's the maximum you want. Then down here, why is it that these are duplicated? Wait, hold on. Why were you the lead front-end engineer and the front-end engineer here? That timeline doesn't make sense. If anything, you need to just delete this entirely because this is going to look like you're a job hopper. So you were only here for like 2 hours a day? I don't know. You didn't tell me. Again, deja vu. You need to make the timelines make sense. Leading the end-to-end development, okay, that's kind of 0 to 1. That counts as 0 to 1 of a multilingual health product giving a volume monthly traffic. But again, that's it. There's only one thing. I need a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6. This is why you're struggling with it. Is A, your timeline is off. Never, ever, ever have a bad timeline. I don't even think you should have this. This should not exist. Keep this from November 2024 to present. Don't even add this job. Then I need this stuff in here because I just don't see it, and I need it to be decipherable to a layman. You do not want to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bullet points for a job you've been at for 2 years. You put 3 to 4 bullet points. That's it. That's all you get. The rest of this is a hot dog. So I want you to condense this. I want you to make it understandable to a layman. And where's your education? Your education should be up at the top. Yeah, you've got a master's, bro. Don't even hide that. Your education should be at the top. So make it understandable to a layman, have the actual keywords that I want, and then make it decipherable to your grandmother and shorten this. There's so much fluff in this that it's just pure hot dogs and it's not needed. Next resume. This is a product manager. So what we need for a product manager is degree, industry, presentation and communication skills. That is going to be a theme for this. Multiple projects and deadlines, MS Office, Excel, Word, and PowerPoint. You can work cross-functionally with the product. Shipping the product 0 to 1. Communicate clearly on product goals and translate it into the product. So you are going to need to go to the C-suite, and the C-suite is going to tell you what to do. And you need to translate that into a product and communicate with the technical people what they need to do. Also, the word cross-functional and matrix and stakeholder management. So let's see if we can find it. 20 seconds on the clock. Boop. Nope. I said boop. Go up, go up, go up. Okay, there we go. And go. Okay, degree, fine. Managed a team of 3 cooks. Seasonal menus. This is mostly hot dogs. Develop, test, and develop new menus from the director business requirements to increase conversion wide audiences. Influence stakeholders learning agile tools and flows. Stakeholder pretty disrupt. It's not bad. All right, time. I don't think you want to be a product manager. I don't know if you have enough experience to be a product manager. You might have enough experience to be a project manager, and a project manager and a product manager are different. But I don't know if I see enough of this. So I don't want you to just see, because like this really, it kind of like, where else is it? I like some of this, like the video game coaching. And you've gotten some of it. I feel like this is, a product manager is usually not an entry-level position always. It's not like you can't have it, but it's not usually an entry-level position. Usually it's somebody who has some technical background in the industry, which I know there's only a single word there, but that's like a big thing is the industry. And then they go to the other stuff with product. It's again, it's not impossible to get it fresh out of college, but it's usually like you've been doing tech for a year or two. So managing a team of 3 cooks is fine. But like this really reads like you're trying to scam me. Like you developed and tested deployed menus, yeah, to extract business and user requirements. That's not a user requirement. Influencing stakeholders, but like who are the stakeholders in this? Like what are the stakeholders for a sous chef? Is this a giant restaurant where there's 300,000 people and only 3 cooks? Is this a Michelin star? I don't know, and I don't see it. But like you also say influence stakeholders to learn and use agile scrum tools. I would rather you say taught RX. I feel like you're trying to pull something over on me. I'd rather you, instead of say use stakeholders, I'd rather you just say, taught our managers how to use an agile scrum tool set to ship up product shipping time. But also, what is the product? The product is making a sandwich or something. Like, I know, I'm not saying I'm not trying to belittle your job here, but like, you're writing it in a weird way. Like, it's like selling shoes, and I'm saying, influence our stakeholders to buy our product at a 30% increase. Like, I don't know enough about this restaurant to know if I should be impressed by it. And normally I don't put to be impressed by something, but like this is where a product manager kind of shines, is like, I need to know everything you've done. I need to know about the product. And the product is, again, is it just seasonal menus, or was this, in fact, you were the sous chef, so did you do the cooking? How much of it was put by cooking? I don't know. It's just, it doesn't read like somebody that would view a product manager. Now, you could do maybe a project manager or a project coordinator. Those are like a lower level that you could be doing. But it's just, this reads like you're trying to pull one over on me. And especially because you said you're looking for like remote roles, but like no way. Like I don't see the technical background. I don't see the industry. If you're applying to like cooking stuff, then yeah. But even then, they wouldn't call it a product manager. They would probably just call it a manager or a like inventory manager. Which an inventory manager you could probably do. That would make sense considering this. But like, I don't want to just see seasonal food. I want to see what did you do with the menu? How did you communicate it? It just, I don't see enough. It's hard for me to review this because it just does not read like you have any of the qualifications based on where you are. Like, you will have to, like, I like part of this, but again, like, what data did you collect? Like, I feel like you're just like, hey, does anybody here like fish or do you want steak? And if they all say steak, you say, okay, put it down into my Excel sheet and that counts. I need to know the details behind this. And it's kind of washed of details that I don't know if this would count as relevant experience or not. Next, resume. This is a machine learning engineer position. Also, don't call yourself a loser. Getting a job is not related to how good you are at that job, nor who you are as a person. So I make fun of resumes and stuff to teach people, but like your resume does not define you. Your job does not define you. What defines you is what you do outside of work. It sucks not having a job, and it could be completely life impacting. I'm not going to be like, oh, no, but like, don't think you're a loser because you can't get a job. The economy dictates if you can get a job or not. Not your self-worth. So your monetary worth, sure, but not your self-worth. So you are not a loser because you cannot get a job. All right. Having difficulty getting interviews, trying to join larger companies for AI ML roles, worked experience in backend and infra roles. However, pursuing a master's in ML will graduate at the end of the year. All right, let's see. If this is a 1 in 100 and you are an international, that's solid. Again, although I don't think you are. Probably not. I think you just have a master. So, what do we need for an ML engineer? We need degree. Also, quick note, these are slightly old. I try to update these every 3 months, and it's been almost exactly 3 months. We are approaching hour 4 of me streaming, so I do not have the brain power to redo this list. So if you see this on the next video, it'll probably be a little bit different. This is still enough to get a job, but it's instead of, again, 100% accurate, it's probably closer to 90 or 85%. Because, again, I just did. But my guide teaches you how to do this, all right? I'm tired. 4 hours of streaming melts the person's brain. All right, so degree, machine learning, ML, cloud, CI/CD, Databricks, Git, SQL, Python, cross-functional, communicate, technical lead tells non-technical people, ML frameworks, libraries, TensorFlow, PyTorch, skibidi-learn, Pandas, NumPy, the scale of the systems you have built, non-technical. This is the part that is actually a number, is I want to know that you've built the AI infrastructure and how many people have used that AI infrastructure that you built. If you do not have the AI infrastructure, do not put a number. But I do need to know the scale of the systems you've built. And sometimes that scale does involve numbers. But again, I don't want a percentage decrease. I just want to see like built the backend AI infrastructure, which had an average of 300,000 users per day. That. Then training, tuning, and deploying models in production environments from 0 to 1. So let's see what we can and cannot find. 20 seconds on the clock and go. Okay, RAG is fine. Policy, okay, but I need more. Document retrieval, hot dog. You already mentioned this. Hot dog, except for LangChain, built-in Next.js, so reversal. Hot dog, then develop Node in Python microservices powering RESTful APIs. Today, streaming to 4 million users with home security. Time. Okay. I mean, my problem here is the first one just doesn't have a lot. And you've been there for that. You've been there for that. That one's fine. Like, it's just not enough, right? Like, what RAG is kind of, honestly, RAG might even be a hot dog for an ML engineer. I know it sounds weird, but like, yeah. But like RAG augmented resource bank, what is that? Like what is the intersection of climate policy to retrieval documentation? Again, I'm kind of confused by what you did. I would rather you say created an AI agent using blah 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 that retrieved documents for research papers and articles, on the user's commands. Because like 200 research papers is a number I don't care about. But this one is actually potentially a good one. The problem is you're developing the microservices powering it in media streaming. Is 4 million users is not something I care about. I need to know, again, I was very specific about this in the scale, is the number of users you have per day or per week. That is what I'm using. If you have 4 million users, but only one of them logs in a day, it's not impressive, right? And again, it's the microservices. I want to see the AI infrastructure. In fact, I don't see any ML. I specific, one of the keywords is machine learning. I don't see any machine learning. I need you to say, built a machine learning, parentheses, ML blank, that did X and Y. I know that's rage inducing, but that's true. Like, I don't actually see, do I see any machine learning? All the way down there. All right. And then do I see any ML besides the title? The job title doesn't count. All the way down there. Like, where is that? Where is the Python? Where is the cross-functional communicate technical detail plans? Where is everything? In fact, I don't know if I saw anything here. RAG might count. LangChain might count. But that's it. That's the only thing I see that is actually relevant to what I'm looking for. I don't see Python, do I? There it is. I missed it. There's so much junk that I missed it. There's Python. Yeah, I just, the second job has more accurate stuff. Also, your formatting is bad. But again, like, I need you to be very specific here. Where is the cloud? Where's the CI/CD? Where's the Databricks? Where's the SQL? Why is there no Python or a backend in the first one? Again, you can have Java or C#.net. That works too. Where is the cross-functional communicate technical details to non-technical people? Where is the ML frameworks and libraries? Kind of RAG for that. And what is the scale of the system you built? I don't know. And I don't see that you've done anything in a production environment. These are what they're looking for. And I don't see it, right? We're not looking for AI engineer stuff here. We're not looking for multi-agent systems. We're looking for like ML frameworks and libraries and cross-functional and communicate stuff. And again, I don't see any machine learning. So I want you to take a hard look at this resume and like, is this, like, I don't see any of the qualifications, right? Like, except for LangChain, which I did mark in red by mistake. It's very difficult for me to review one like this when there's literally nothing on it. Like, I don't see anything that I could use to move you forward. And that is the big problem with this. Maybe you did do this. I don't know. I just can't find any of it. And that's what's stopping you from getting a job. Next resume. This is a resume of an AI engineer. This person said they just completed their master's and have been applying since March. Again, it is July 31st. I have applied to around 600 companies. I've only gotten 3 to 4 replies back. So this is bad, but they do need a visa sponsorship stuff. So this is not as bad as you think it is. It's bad, but it's not as bad. I'd say they should be doubling the amount of interviews they get, which is still not a lot. Like, again, I can get you a 1 in 100, but you shouldn't be a 1 in 150. You should be getting at least 1 in 100 to 1 in 90. And right now you're getting it about 1 in every 150 to maybe 120. So we can definitely make it easier for them. But as an international, it is that hard for them to get a job. So what do we need? We need this for an AI engineer, which we have done at the top of this video. So I do not need to go over it again, which I actually do because my brain is completely tired because I've been streaming for 4 hours. So let me look over this real quick because I switching a bunch of industries can get very confusing. All right. LangChain, LangGraph, Claude, build stuff in production, Agentic, Python, AI architecture. Okay, cool. Let's see what I can find in 20 seconds. I'm expecting to find some of it, but not enough. And go. Okay. A little bit bad formatting. This doesn't matter. Built-in chip day production, LLM assistant, 10 users on Azure. Good. Designing the full RAG pipeline with orchestration loop for feedback. This is where it gets bad. Slashed irrelevant responses by 60%. No numbers. No numbers. No numbers. No numbers. Delivered sub. No numbers. Building Node.js backwards. Increase. Stop. Numbers. No numbers. All right. Time. Oh, man. I actually almost liked your first bullet point. All right. So the problem is you put everything here and your formatting is slightly off. Remember, your formatting should look like this. This does not look like that. Man, we were so close in that. I was actually like, oh, maybe this is just very bad luck, but no, I see why. So this doesn't count. Then you already have a bachelor's in the same thing you have a master's in. You don't need to put this in. You can save some space. It's fine. You don't need to do that. And then again, I don't need to know when you started. I only need to know that you graduated. So you can just put June 2026 or status or graduated June 2026. This saves you space. They will know you need a sponsorship based on the answer to your question. So this is what you want to put down. That will save you space. Then we go down here and built and shipped a production LLM assistant. Okay. That's pretty good. I want to see you've done stuff in like production, right? That's right there. Built stuff in production is in the second line right up here. That's really what I want. And then you say LLM, which is also something I want, serving 10 plus thousand users. Kind of, I'd rather know the daily one, but at least I know this is something. On Azure, which, hey, is cloud. So that's 3. RAG, which is, I think it's there somewhere. RAG is extra credit. So that's 3.5. And then you ruined it by saying orchestration loop for tool routing, context management, and fallback retry queries. This doesn't count. This first sentence alone, you may not realize it, but this sentence alone right here, this first half on your resume is probably one of the few reasons you are getting interviews at all. This is a very, very good start to an AI engineer one. The problem is you ruin it by not telling me why you did it, right? Built and shipped a production LLM assistant serving 10,000 users on Azure, designing the full RAG pipeline. I would prefer you put in Python there too, like shipped a production LLM assessment using Python that served blah, blah, blah pipeline. So our users could what? What did it do? What did your product do? Was it a fintech product? Was it healthcare product? Was it, I don't know. You didn't tell me. You didn't tell me what it did. I don't know what you did. What did this product do? What is Big Shorts? I don't know. You didn't tell me. And that is a problem. You have the keywords. You have the how. You actually included a number that is relatively relevant. But why did you do that? Why did the users want that? Why was that good for the company? The answer is I have no idea because you didn't tell me. Then I have this, which just doesn't count. There's nothing. This is filled with hot dogs. Nothing I need here counts, right? Nothing counts. Nothing counts. Then you have sub 200. Nope. Bad number, bad number, bad number, bad number, bad number. So you built a RESTful API, which is okay, and Node.js and MySQL backend. But why did you do it? Why? What is eliminating n+1 queries and denormalizing hot lead tread, whatever? I'm not even going to bother finishing. But what is that? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You were so close in the first one. And I want you to write this for Bob. Remember, Bob cannot turn on their email. Bob controls whether you get a job or not. You need to write it for them. Why did you build and ship a production LLM assistant serving 10 plus users on Azure by designing the full RAG pipeline? Again, add Python or whatever backend you use for that. Why? What did the product do? All you need is with a full RAG pipeline, so our users could share pictures of dogs, right? So our users could like transform pictures of their face into dogs. So users could see if their dog had issues. I don't know why I'm so focused on dogs, but you need to tell me why you did it, and I don't know. And then the problem I have with the rest of this is I just don't see what I need. Like, again, REST APIs is okay, Node is okay, and MySQL is okay, but like, where are some of the other frameworks you used? What about LangChain, LangGraph, Google ADK? Was this single agent or multi-agent? Was it not agentic at all? I don't know. What was the, did you communicate technical details to a non-technical audience? I don't think you did because you didn't say it. Where's the ML ops? Where's the AI architecture? Where's the AI orchestration? I don't know. You didn't tell me. You did tell me cloud. You did tell me you built stuff in production. You did tell me, that might be it. Some LLMs, right? You did tell me LLMs, but where's everything else? And what did you do? Because I read through all of these. I don't know what you did, bro. And again, when your resume is perfect, it will get a 1 in 90 to a 1 in 100. And right now, this sentence alone is getting you a 1 in 150 to probably a 1 in 30. So we want to take that down so you don't have to apply to as many. Eliminated 40% of manual documentation by blah 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 blah. Unlocking NLP pipelines. Why did you unlock it? I don't know. I don't know what that means. What did that do? And I've gotten people jobs for this kind of stuff. Like I know AI. I know AI. Like I know the AI software engineer market better than the average recruiter. I'm not the best, but I know more than average. And if I am struggling to figure out what you did and what type of AI you used, you are in for a big, big problem. Again, none of this is what I'm really looking for besides LLM. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So you only have one sentence that's good. And this is why you are struggling. I need you to focus up on this. If it's not this, it does not count. If it's not related to this, it does not matter. And then I need to know why you did it, and Bob needs to understand. It needs to be somebody non-technical, because part of your job as an AI engineer is not making the next big AGI. It's ensuring that Bob can understand why you used Google ADK instead of OpenAgent SDK, because one is costing $2 more a month. That's what you have to do in token costs. That's what you have to do. And if you cannot explain complex topics to non-technical people, you are not going to make it. And I believe you probably can. You just didn't know you needed to do that, which is okay. So that is what I need you to do, is focus up on this, make it explain to a non-technical. And again, I know what you're going through right now. You are afraid you are going to not get a job. You are terrified that if you do not show how good you are, how impressive your ML stuff is, how amazing you are as an engineer, you're going to get rejected. And I'm going to tell you it's the opposite. You really don't want to do that. In the interview, then you prove how good you are. But the resume, you want to stand in, not out. And if you try to show that you're better than other people in the resume, you get rejected. So keep it simple, keep it basic. If it's not this, it's a hot dog and we don't want it. And you will start getting more interviews, but you are still in for a big slog because you are international, unfortunately. So that is all I can do for this resume, and that is it for this video. I just want to thank you all for liking, commenting, liking, commenting, and subscribing. I really appreciate it. And to my members, thank you for keeping me doing this. I could not do this without you, and without your support, I would not be able to do this. So if you all want to support this channel, you can join in the link below. You get access to videos early and past live streams. But yeah, it helps keep this channel alive because your support, financial support, lets me do that. So thank you very much for that. And to everybody, if you ever need your resume reviewed, hop on down to the live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. I'm repeating myself because I'm super tired because it's almost 4.5 hours of streaming. And, you know, just type in !raffle in the chat to get entered into a free resume review. All of it is free. I do not charge for any of these things, but that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one to help you get ahead of your job search. Later.